Okay, welcome to Online Social Media Marketing for Beginners. This is Eric Williams, and today is day one, your introduction to this online social media program. Uh, there's a couple different things that we would like for you to get out of this. The first thing is going to be learning the big picture, the overview. Of course, this is something that we've sort of titled for beginners, but the truth of the matter is if you're not generating 50 to 100 leads per day, you could benefit from what you're going to learn over the course of these 7 days. And the reason why this is all set up so that when you put this system in place, you should generate 50 to 100 leads or possibly more per day. Certainly no less. So that's one thing that you can expect to get from this. The second thing you can expect to get from this is to learn the actual structure. We're going to identify all the pieces of the puzzle. Okay, you'll often find that in this industry you'll learn about a few pieces of the puzzle here, a few pieces of the puzzle there, and a few pieces of the puzzle there, and most cases you're paying for this information, this knowledge. So by the time you get it all, most people are already broke, or they just can't seem to make it all work. We're going to show you the pieces. We're going to flip the pieces of the puzzle over. We're going to put these pieces together for you, with you, therefore making sure that you are pretty solid on what it is that you're going to need to do in order to be a successful online entrepreneur. Then the third thing that we want you to get is really to learn how to promote this whole thing, because you can put the pieces together, but if people don't know you exist, you have this fantastic marketing strategy, but you're essentially a billboard in the middle of the desert if no one knows you're there. So we're going to teach you how to market, promote, and promote your strategy, how to make sure the search engines know about you, make sure all your friends know about what you're doing, and we're going to teach you these strategies too. So those are the three things that you can expect to get. So let's jump right into it because we have quite a bit to go over. And today being the introduction, we're going to cover the 7 different components to this whole strategy. The first thing is the introduction. Of course, that's what we're doing right now. This is video number 1, introduction. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to set up all of your accounts, okay, in video number 2. And I don't just mean accounts. I mean when you set up your accounts with these different Web 2.0 sites such as Squidoo or Zimbio, we need to make sure that you not just set it up, but you go in and set up your profile. Make sure you look like you're at home at that site, because when people come and visit, you want them to see you in this way. Okay, you want them to be able to go through your profile and sort of take the time sipping on their coffee to check you out and see what you're all about, and develop a connection with you. So if you don't have information throughout your profile, and if you haven't if you're not setting your accounts up properly, people won't have the chance to really connect with you as they would like to. Video number 3 is how to set up your first blog. Okay, setting up your first blog is pretty simple using Google Blogger, which is what we're going to use. But the challenge is with these blogs, when you first receive them, of course, they're blank slates. There's nothing. There's no information, no videos, nothing. Okay, and most people get stuck at that point. And what we're going to do is make sure you not only know how to set up your blog, but we're going to provide you with some content that you can start to use right away. And of course, moving into step number 4, we're going to teach you how to produce your own content. We're going to work with you in writing your first article, okay? And I tell you, 95% of the people who are interested in doing online marketing usually drop out right here. And I say interested, not committed, but interested. They usually drop out right here. Why? Because most people cannot write articles, or well, they can, but they just have not. So they don't understand how to do it. It does take time to get really good at it, but we have a few cheat methods that we're going to teach you, essentially, that will enable you within 60 minutes to not only write an article, but to actually have it out there in the world of the web so that other people can see. Okay, you can have millions of people having access to your articles within 60 minutes, and we'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to move on to showing you how to record your first video. I mean, if I tell you, if 95% of the people drop out when it comes time to write an article, I would say 4% more drop out when it's time to actually record their first video. So we're going to show you a pain-free method of recording your video. In fact, it's so painless that you won't even know the camera's rolling. Okay, so your video is going to be recorded without the camera rolling, without the camera on you, and that, if that makes you feel any better, you need to stay tuned, because most people are pretty nervous about filming their first video. And I tell you that 52% or more of all the content on the internet, it's video. You know, the words you know, words are great. You know, it used to be the way we would receive most of our information, but then, you know, them pictures, you know, they say pictures are worth 1,000 words, where videos worth 1,000,000. Okay, so be prepared to learn some good video techniques there. Then we're going to move on to Facebook. Okay, now once again, we're not just going to set up your Facebook account, but we're going to set up your Facebook account and make sure that your profile is in place. Make sure that you optimize your Facebook site, incorporating all the different gadgets that you can use to attract more traffic, to of course convert this traffic into prospects and ultimately into business partners. Okay. And then moving on to number 7, the last step is making sure that we register everything that you've done with the search engines. Okay, we don't want to go through setting up all these accounts and of course putting together your first blog and writing all your articles and recording videos and, you know, setting up your Facebook account, starting to socialize with people and so forth, driving them to your articles and your videos. We don't want to do all this and miss the big picture. The big picture is making sure that the rest of the world knows you're there, not just the people you're talking to day to day on Facebook or your blog or by phone. We want to make sure that everyone knows you're there. And the way to do that is to register you with the search engines. And most beginners and even intermediate people don't know how to do this. It's really simple. I mean, click of a button. I mean, in fact, you can get it done in about 4 clicks. Okay, so anyway, that's what we're going to do. All right, so moving on, let's get into the overview, the big picture of your strategy. How we're going to set this up. Like I mentioned earlier, there's pieces of the puzzle. Well, these are basically the pieces right here. You have your blog, which is, if you look at this as a baseball diamond, that would be home plate. Socializing would be first base. Content production would be second base. How to promote your content and through your social circle, as well as other means of such what we call SEO, search engine optimization. We're going to show you some of those techniques. And of course, we do all this to get people back to your blog, because your blog is 2 things. It's one, it's a place that people can come to see all of your content, videos, articles, and what have you. And the second thing that's just as important, and in some cases can be more important, is your capture page. You want to have a capture page at your blog site in order to, of course, allow people to opt in, to give you their name and email, because everything you're doing is all about building a list of people, a list of people that you're going to be communicating with on a weekly basis using an autoresponder. Now, we won't get into all that in autoresponder right now, but going into other trainings that we have, we really lay that stuff out on the table, make sure you understand how to do all that you need to do in order to be successful. So now, as far as socializing goes, we're going to stick to Facebook for right now. That's going to be your main uh, uh, method of socializing. And moving on to the content, we're going to teach you how to, of course, produce the content, meaning articles and videos. And of course, audio would be content too, although most people don't really get into audios this early in the game. So we're going to stick to your content, and meaning your articles as well as your videos. And then we're going to move on to teach you how to promote everything. Okay, so that's basically running through the bases, because we're going to bring everyone back around to your blog. Okay, and once they get back to your blog, after you've socialized with them and they've seen your content, because remember, content can be what you write, it's going to be what you record, but it's also what you say when you're communicating on Facebook. So you start giving content right away, and then after they see your third party content, you know, you directing them to other people's content and other people directing them to your content, you're going to be able to promote all this, your entire strategy, to the World Wide Web. Okay, for the purposes of getting these people back to your blog so they can visit not just once, not just twice, but the goal would be to get these people to visit your blog daily or at least a few times a week. Okay, so basically that is your strategy. That is the big picture. And right now, I would just like to get you, I would say, all revved up and excited and ready to go for day number 2. Now, remember, you can actually go to our blog right now and see day 2, or you can wait until you receive the next email. Our address, our email, well, I'm sorry, our domain name is www.imultiplyeffusion. Okay, that's www.imultiplyeffusion.net.